So first things first, what is symbolism? This is a concept that can be a little bit challenging at first to be able to locate in your books, but once you get the hang of it, and maybe some of the strategies I'll outline for you will help you do that, you're going to be your mind's going to be blown because you're going to find all these really cool double meanings in your books that maybe you didn't expect or maybe you didn't anticipate during a first read or before you knew what symbolism really was all about. So symbolism, the best definition I can find of it, is when an object, a person, or an event, sometimes even as simple as a color, represents an abstract idea that's different than just a literal meaning. There's all kinds of great symbolism in all of your books right now. Your four LDG books, Darius and Twig, Speak, Stargirl, and Tangerine are all chock full of symbolism. It's your job to locate one today. It can be as simple as something like fire. Fire is a common uh, object or phenomenon that's used as symbolism. It has a symbolic meaning. For example, literal meaning of fire is just something that projects heat. It can burn objects, etc. That's literally what it does. But figuratively, you'll often see fire introduced in a scene or a moment where there's an evil character, because fire can also represent destruction. A color example. In many stories, when you have a more wealthy or privileged character, they will be wearing clothing that is filled with gold, because gold is associated with wealth or power, or in some cases, envy. So colors can be used really well symbolically too. These are all possibilities. Romeo and Juliet is what we'd be studying right now if we were in class. There's a famous line from that play that says, "A rose by any other name would smell as sweet," meaning Romeo is angry because Romeo's family's arch rival, and that's why they can't get together. And what he's doing with that metaphor and that symbolism is comparing Juliet to a rose. A rose is a flower, represents innocence. Oftentimes, red represents love. And so the rose is red. So there's all kinds of connections you can make there with symbolism. To help you a little bit, I've got a number of different resources on this slide that I think will aid your understanding of symbolism. I've got two videos here that get into House on Mango Street and examples of great symbolism in that, including the first video down in the box in the lower right-hand corner and a link to a vocabulary wrap, which I know you guys all enjoy, that delves into some symbolism as well. I've got another video in the middle there that's red that gets into some more examples of symbolism. It touches on the idea of an apple being symbolic. Literal meaning is that it can provide nutrients and it's food to eat, provides sustenance. But an apple, for example, in Adam and Eve represents temptation. And so there are a lot of ways you can go with that. And then the third video I think you'll all enjoy is symbolism in movies. Many examples of symbolism in movies like The Godfather and The Matrix, and even in some superhero movies. In fact, there's a lot of Black Panther that can show you how visually directors use symbolism to convey an idea as well. Symbolism is such a cool thing because they allow writers to suggest layers and layers of meaning. Something as simple as one object or one color can represent multiple things. And it takes a second to kind of pause and reflect on what that could mean in your book. It's not necessarily going to jump in your mind right away. It takes some deeper thinking. So to help you locate some symbolism in your book, on the next slide, I've provided some strategies to be able to locate those. And I'd like you to go to the next slide and see those examples now. Thanks, everyone.